Hi, good afternoon. I'm bouncing in here this afternoon to talk about how you can support your immune system moving forward. And today I'm delighted to be joined by a friend of mine called Nikki, based in Brighton, who is a psychoneuroimmunologist and has some great advice for our immune systems. So let me just bring her on. Nikki, hello.
Hi.
Oh, how are you?
I'm really well, really well. Yeah, I've just been in the sea this morning.
Ah, what, wild water swimming to boost the immune system?
Yes, yeah. Oh my goodness, you just feel so amazing afterwards. I mean, to start with, I just every time I think I'm completely bonkers, but and I yell a lot, but it's great fun. I love it.
I presume you have a dry suit on, do you?
No. I do wear gloves and neoprene boots and a hat, but yeah, no, just swimmers.
Wow.
It was cold. It was cold this morning.
You're a braver woman than I am. Okay, so we're here today to talk about what we use to support our immune systems. And all I can say is thank God I have been, because back at the beginning of March, when all of this kicked off, I had something. I don't know what it was. It was a mild version of it. It was a virus. It was a cold. It was a cold. It was a flu. I don't know. But I do know that all the things I do with the sleep and the water and the supplements I take probably got me through it. If it was that at all, I mean, I don't, if it was any virus, it got me through a lot easier than potentially it had in the past. When I worked in the NHS, every winter without fail, I would have a streaming cold. I'd have to be off work for 2 weeks because I couldn't even see. My eyes were so, they were just pouring. And since I discovered Niken, I've hardly been ill. I've had back problems, but that's not to do with the immune system. So my immune system, I would say, is in pretty good shape. But I just wanted to ask you, Nikki, because we've all been indoors. Well, we've been indoors, we've been isolating. What's that potentially done to our immune system, hiding away?
Oh, well, there's so many factors that affect the immune system, and stress is one of the biggest ones. And so we've all been in stress because we've had a lot of fearful information being thrown at us. There's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know, are we going to get it? Are we not going to get it? Are we going to give it to someone else? And all the concerns. And then we've got all the financial worries of, like, maybe your businesses are taking a hit because, you're not out there in the world in the same way. There are so many things that we're worried about, and that really affects the immune system, because as soon as we're worried, we're in this fight-flight situation, which is a normal thing if you've got a very short-term stress. It's a really important part of survival, but if it goes on too long, then you get all the negatives of it, which are inflammation, energy. Huge amounts of energy are expended on the immune system when it's active. And so we get fatigue, we don't sleep very well, we get dehydrated. And because we've been indoors mostly, which most people are actually, to be fair, a lot of the time, but we've been asked to be more indoors, and some poor people haven't even got a garden to go out in. So we're not connected to the very things that will boost our bodies, boost our immune systems, which is nature and sunshine and the earth and the air. And I'm so fortunate to be here in Brighton because we have the lovely sea air, and we've also got the woodlands nearby where I live. So I'm always immersed when I go out for my exercise to really good quality air, really good earthing, which really energizes us. And we know with the Niken products, that's exactly what they're designed to do. They're designed to connect us with those frequencies, and we'll talk about that. I know we will. But like you, I just feel so blessed to have had all that support throughout this last couple of months.
Yeah, that sort of prompted me to start the series of lives that I've been doing. Because I know that the disconnect from nature, that can affect sleep. And if you're not sleeping, then it has a knock-on effect on the immune system and longevity, and so many other things it affects, which is why I've touched on the grounding aspect. I was talking about the grounding mat yesterday. Right. I briefly touched on the barley grass. I haven't mentioned the other product we're going to talk about today, but so I thought we'd bring it all together and say that, you know, we've partnered together in this company. I think that's the term these days. We've partnered together in this fantastic wellness company. It probably is the original wellness company, founded back in 1975 in Japan. And they just had a vision about how to connect people, how to bring nature inside through the products that we promote. And I think we're both, you know, generally good products of our product. So, Nikki, tell me about Niken and its 5 pillars of its philosophy.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that really attracted me to this company was the philosophy. You know, I'm all about holistic health, and health is all about balance and flexibility of the immune system to be able to switch on and switch off, and flexibility to be able to find balance in all areas of your life. And that's what I absolutely loved about Niken, was that right at its core were the products, but the philosophy of healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And they see that if you haven't got all 5 in balance, then it really puts a strain on the other ones. And we might do really well with maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of these pillars, but maybe the other ones are not doing so well. So that is a stress. So what we want really in life is balance, and homeostasis is what the body does in terms of balance. And so we know that, like, maybe if we've got a financial stress, then that puts a strain maybe on our ability to spend time with our family. So that family pillar might be out of balance, or it might be putting strain on our mental health, or our physical health might get a bit more strain because of that. So the philosophy of this company is that all 5 pillars need to be in balance, and that the company, through its model, the business model, and through the products, can help achieve balance in all of those areas. And certainly I've been with this company partnering, like yourself, I've been partnering now for 10 years or more. And I just feel supported by the products every day. I love to share them with people as a natural solution, you know, a natural intervention to support yourself, you know, 24/7 with something that is boosting. You know, I've never felt so supportive in terms of my energy. You know, when I'm in stressful situations, I find that I just bounce back so much easier, even 10 years older. I feel maybe 10 years younger.
And I think this is what a lot of people say who've been using the products for sort of 20 years plus, is that potentially they look a lot younger than their peer group. And I think it has to be down to the water. I mean, the water, that was my introduction to the, well, it wasn't, it was via the insoles that I got introduced to the water. And the first time I tasted the water, it took my brain back to Welsh mountain springs. Cheers. Yes, we both got that. I'm saying to Caroline, who introduced me, oh my God, this is mountain spring water. And then she explained that the system, which you can possibly see, well, they can't see me now, I don't know if they can see behind me, is based on a mountain spring where the water comes out of the earth and it flows over the rocks, acquiring minerals, and it's just so pure tasting. And the other thing that's amazing about this filter system that you can see with Nikki is the unit is recyclable. She's had hers, 11 years now?
Yeah, about 10 years or so, yeah.
So all that needs replacing every 3 months, if there's 2 of you using it, or potentially slightly longer if there's only 1 of you, is the filter needs replacing, and once a year the stones need replacing. So the water passes through a gravity-fed system, and it actually filters out particles down to 1 micron. We've got some potentially very exciting news about that, but we won't announce it at the moment in what that does actually filter out. But we're excited. So it filters
out the microplastics.
Yes, it takes out the microplastics, and it removes the majority of heavy pesticides, insecticides, heavy metals, things like that. It tastes amazing. It passes over a bed of mineral stones that add various minerals that are essential to the body to the water, and then it passes through a magnetic optic which structures the water, and it makes it more bioavailable to the body. It makes you want to drink water, and I think this is the problem with so many people, is they've lost that thirst reflex and they think, oh, I'm hungry, I'll have it. But it's not hunger, it's thirst. And I've got one lady in particular who I converted her from drinking a lot of coffee and a lot of wine into drinking a lot more water and a bit less of the wine and the coffee. But she said now she wants to drink water, and she drinks oodles of it. You know, in a meeting that we're at, she'll potentially get to a litre in an hour and a half's meeting. So it's phenomenal. So if anybody wants to know more about the water,
love it, don't they? Children,
oh yeah,
you know, people used to come to my house and say, "Oh, can I have some of your magic water?"
Yeah, and when I've done events, I've had kids queuing up. More. They know what's good for them. It's
and animals absolutely thrive on this as well.
Yeah. So that's, you know, we also have a shower head. That's phenomenal. I changed my filter the other day and it was black. And I thought, oh yeah, that's filtering out all the chlorine that would normally go onto my skin and be absorbed into my body, and it's not doing good things. The skin is the biggest organ. So if you want to know any more about any of the products we're going to talk about, then you can contact either Nikki, who'll put her details below this at the end, or myself, and we can guide you. There are many water filter systems out there. A lot of them are not kind to the water itself. They pass electric currents through it. Water is a living thing. It has a memory. We're not woo-woo. It's a fact. Dr. Emoto did lots of experiments to show how water changes structure depending on the environment it's in. So without going too scientific and switching you off, Nikki, what else? You know, we both drink the water. What else?
I think, you know, from a point of view of immune support, we just even a drop of 1 or 2% of hydration within the body sets off the stress system. It's really stressful to be dehydrated, and people don't realize that. And so when you've got stress going on 24/7, you've got inflammation, you've got all sorts of physical problems, mental health problems, you know, everything stems from stress. And so it's absolutely vital. I mean, it's apart from immune support, when you're hydrated, the body can let go of excess fat, you know, so it's good for weight loss. It's good for everything. And it's absolutely 100% the key to supporting your health is to be hydrated. And this is the best water I've ever come across. This is what I switched from a very expensive ionizing machine to this, and this is such great value, as well as being amazing water. And it just, like you say, it tastes wonderful. I can't speak highly enough about it. I recommend it to all my clients and to anybody who will listen to me talk about it.
Yeah, I had one young lad who was vomiting every time he drank tap water. So there was obviously something that was upsetting him. And when he started drinking this water through one of the sports bottles, I can see you've got advertised, you know, you've got there, he stopped vomiting immediately. So it was filtering out something that was in that system. He was like,
upsetting him.
Yeah, and it's true, isn't it? Be a filter or use a filter, basically. You know,
that's it. Yeah.
Which do you want to do? So that's one of the things that's very good for your health.
And of course, it will help you to sleep, because if your nervous system is calming, then that's one of the key factors for being able to get to good sleep. And I think we were going to speak next about sleep, weren't we?
Yes, yeah. We've both got the sleep systems behind us. You can't really see mine. It's because
I've got that's the topper here.
Yeah, I've got the topper too. Sample of the topper. Looks like an egg box, but it's actually incredibly comfortable.
It's amazing bit of tech, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there's the quilt, and we've got the eye mask. I love that. And then, of course, we've got the grounding mat, which is it's a phenomenal bit of kit.
I've got my feet on that at the moment.
So again, that's, you know, it's all about connecting to the earth, being cocooned in the earth's frequencies as you sleep. So again, your body just, you know, I always describe it as it's like this wonderful sigh. Your body just goes, oh, thank goodness I'm in this lovely energy. And then before you know it, you're asleep and you're in a deep sleep. And that's the key to this. This is the most amazing solution to getting you into the deep sleep. And that's, you know, we need to restore and repair ourselves, and that's key to health. Again, that's really important. So I think it's one of the factors of why, apart from the water, that we people who use these products day in, day out for years actually do feel better. We maybe feel younger, we have more energy and so forth. And this is definitely a key support in my view.
So I know that the water has a slightly alkaline pH, and I know when I was first introduced to the sleep products, and I was told that they help alkalize the blood. And as an ex-hematologist working in a hematology department, I'm going, it does what? But I've seen it, and if anybody wants to see that demonstration, once we can get back to doing it in homes, I am more than happy to show you how a quilt can help alkalize a lemon. That's a really interesting demonstration. So I think, so you're drinking the water, that helps alkalize. And I think the thing that some people don't realize is that fizzy water, carbonated water and fizzy drinks have a very acidic pH. And what I mean by that is there's a pH scale, and 7 is neutral and 14 is extremely alkaline, 1 is extremely acidic. So there's a well-known diet drink that I won't say whose brand it is, but it's a red tin, and that pH is about 4. Now people go, well, 4, that's not that much more acidic than 7. Oh yes it is, because that scale is logarithmic. So what that means is that as you go from 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, that pH 4 is 1,000 times more acidic than your body can cope with, really. And that's the whole premise of disease, is that if your body becomes out of balance, if it becomes too alkaline or too acidic, then disease has a means of getting in, doesn't it? So
Professor Dr. Otto Warburg, he won the Nobel Prize back in 1939 or sometime when he discovered this. And so we do need to be slightly alkaline. So having slightly alkaline water going in, being able to be more alkaline through your sleep, which is what sleep is, a natural process that should allow that. We should be letting go of acidity overnight, but our cells are so clogged often, and they don't have the right fats in them. They don't have, so many factors to being able to release efficiently the toxins that you build up naturally over the day. And all the support helps with that process. So you should wake up feeling more alert and more energized and ready for the next day after a good night's sleep. And that has to be a deep sleep. That's what we, you've got to go into that stage 4 sleep in order for that process to happen.
Like a Tigger. I used to get called Tigger because I used to bounce. Yeah. And I'm even more Tiggerish now. When I'm well, I'm really well. So
I think nowadays we're just not connecting to the things that give us that bounce. Nature is what gives us that bounce. I think most people would relate to this, that if you go out for a lovely walk in the countryside, you just feel calm, but you also feel energized. And you just feel so much better in yourself. Your endorphins activated. Everything just seems much better, and you can appreciate your life and the world so much more vividly because of that connection. And sadly, we are not connected, and that's why Niken has got this amazing solution where it's harnessed those frequencies and it's put it in all the products: earth, air, fire, water, the sun, everything into the products, and they're a science research and development company who have just excelled over the 45 years to bring us the top products that can bring nature from the outside indoors in a really convenient way. Both of us probably sitting on Niken seats, so we're grounded and energized whilst we're talking to you when near computers or sitting or in a car. I never go without my seat in the car, because it just gives you that extra energy, so you don't get so tired on a long journey. So they really have a very profound effect, and they're so passive. You don't have to do anything other than, if you're sitting, sit on one. If you're drinking water, drink the best water. If you're sleeping, sleep in a great cocoon of nature's frequencies. It's not easy. It's not difficult to do, is it?
No, and those seat cushions you mentioned, that's the Midland accent coming out, cushions. They're great for, say, long distance drivers. Anybody who's doing a lot of driving, they're really good. But that's not what we're talking about
today. Anyway, back to immunity.
Yes, immunity. So earlier this week I asked anybody if they wanted a free sample of these barley grass samples, and I've sent a few out, and I'm waiting for feedback. So this magic little sachet, where's the camera? This magic little sachet here is 3 grams of barley grass, and it's 95% organic. It's collected from the young shoots before the barley forms. You can add it to cold liquids, 120 20 mils, I think it is, something like that. I prefer to have mine in my smoothie. I do shake it up sometimes in apple juice. My daughter, I know, drinks it in water. That's her taste. This is mine. It's full of vitamins, minerals, amino acids, antioxidants, and enzymes that you need to help support the immune system. And this one little 3 gram sachet has about 11 kilocalories of energy, 0.37 grams of protein, 2.2 grams of carbohydrate, and 0.06 grams of fat. So it's not going to put on any weight, but it's like a little, you've got that sachet. So you can get individual sachets, or you can actually spoon it out of the container that Nikki's got. Yeah, it's like taking the equivalent of apples, artichokes, beetroot, banana, celery, carrots, you name it. It's the equivalent of having so many of those.
It's like a salad in a glass.
Yes, a salad in a glass. And it's awesome. It gets me through. So it's kosher friendly, it's vegetarian friendly, and it's gluten free. So again, if anybody does want to have a sample from me, then please do get in touch, and I can pop one in the post to you. And just see what you think of it, really.
Yeah, it's a great support to that alkalinity again, and all the key nutrients you need. And you know, when it comes to supporting immunity, it's really important to be not nutrient deficient. And so many people are nutrient deficient. You know, our soils don't have great nutrients anymore, and so a lot of our vegetables, and you know, if you're not having organic, you're definitely not going to be having enough of the nutrients coming through your food. So even if you're eating what you consider to be a good diet, you still may be nutrient deficient in this day and age, sadly. So yeah, I think it's really important to supplement. I recommend everybody. I don't think excess supplementation is a good thing. You know, obviously buy the best quality foods you can. You know, where you can, when you can, to get organic if you can. But even so, I would say we do need to support our nutrient profile with supplementation every day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for people that can't afford organic food, and there's many people who can't, you know, if you were to take something like this, it would at least counteract.
It would be a boost.
It would be a boost, definitely. It's just, I take it every day now. I wouldn't be without it. So that's one of the.
We've got other stresses that really affect us in the modern day, which is, you know, all the EMFs, you know, the electromagnetic fields that we're surrounded by, and you know, the barley grass has been proven to be a really great sort of antidote to some of the effects of that as well. So it just clears some of it from the body, so which is great. And the other thing I wanted to talk about in terms of, you know, the range, there is a big range of supplements, is the lactoferrin. And again, because we're talking about boosting immunity today, I wanted to talk about the lactoferrin. And lactoferrin is a very natural thing that occurs in the body. It's in all our saliva, tears, you know, digestive.
Breast milk as well, isn't it?
Breast milk, yeah. But our modern day lives deplete us of lactoferrin, and so we don't have enough of it. I mean, it's the very first thing that a baby will be absorbing through mother's milk is lactoferrin, and it is this immune modulator. It stimulates the immune system, and it promotes the healthy bacteria in the gut. And of course, that 70% of our immune system is in our gut, so it's a really important boost. But in our modern day lives, you know, anything like, you know, any stresses, anxiety, exercise, even inflammatory conditions, bad diet, anything, pregnancy even, you know, takes up a lot of natural lactoferrin. So again, it's something I feel is very important to supplement, to boost, especially at this time. You know, it's really important to be boosting our immune systems. So it is lactose free.
Yeah,
that's really important because not everybody can deal with lactose. It's freeze dried. I mean, it's got 40 years of science behind it. You know, that's what I love about all Niken's products. It's like the science is like, you know, the research and development, and the, you know, I mean, there's 40 years of science behind that barley grass. I mean, it's just phenomenal what they've done to bring us the best products. So yeah, that's something I really highly recommend as well.
Yeah. So we've just picked 4 things from the range. You know, the sleep, the water, and the 2 nutritional. So there is a business behind it. You know, you know, there is an opportunity there. I got introduced to it. I work with Nikki quite closely. I work with other members, Louise Coe. I don't know if she's watching. I can't see who's watching. But tell us a little bit, very briefly, if people want to know more about the business opportunity, because online business is booming, isn't it? Because we
well,
can't.
you know, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are having to look at a secondary source of income or a new source of income altogether. And, you know, online businesses right here now, you know, with the current situation we've got, you know, is a fantastic option to look at. And, you know, if anybody's been made curious at all, if we've whetted your curiosity to take a first look, you know, obviously you need to do your due diligence. You have to take a good look at something before you decide if it's for you. So Marion or myself be very happy to take you through that first look, and we'd be delighted if you wanted to get in touch with us to go through what the business would look like. But essentially, you get sponsored by somebody. It's your own business. You're your own business CEO, as it were, but you're not alone in the business, so you're working as part of a team, so you've got all that team support. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's work, obviously it's a job, you know, all businesses are, aren't they? And if they're your own business, you can put as much or as little as you like in it, but of course the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? You know, what you put in, you get out. And the beauty of this particular business is that the end result is that you're helping people with their health, and you're enabling other people to help other people. So it's a rather lovely model. I really like it as a business model. It's support from the day you start, and there's no boss. You're all working collaboratively. So like Marion said, we work together, even though we're partnering with the company for 10 years, and I think it's 3 or 4 years. Marion has been partnering with Niken, and then of course we've got the back office, we've got the website, and we've got the help from the people that work in the office as well. And all the other beauty of this company is that you know, you don't have to hold any stock of products. You know, it's a very small investment initially, and you know, building a business enables you to have your own wellness home, and I think having a wellness home is the best support mechanism I've ever put into my what would one call it, arsenal, you know, your sort of smorgasbord of support, because there's never one magic bullet with health. There's you know, you have to have a multi-pronged approach to supporting your health, and so we have, you know, so we have a warehouse that ships all the products. We've got accounting systems that manages all the financial side of things. So you only literally you know, you can start from day one. You don't have to, you know, there's nothing you have to learn. You know, you've got all the support behind you to help you get going from day one. In fact, I remember Caroline, who I introduced to the company, who then introduced Marion to the company. She literally walked out of the door with a product, and off she went. You know, so it's great. You know, there's no barriers to entering this business, I would say.
I think it's just about talking to people about the products, and talking about your experiences, you know, and I've only been with them 3 years, but the lives I've changed through the different products, you know, and that being a heart-centered, you know, as many of us are heart-centered therapists or practitioners, that just makes your day when you know that you've changed somebody's life with a simple bracelet or a sleep system or the water. It's just phenomenal. And I pulled a face when you were talking about working collaboratively, because I was going to say, and perhaps I shouldn't reveal this, that I think we've got a bit tiddly together as well. And that's the joy of it, is working with a team of people who you want to go to events with, because it's getting together with your friends, isn't it? And that's just, and I think also now people it's their choice, but they need to think about whether they want to be proactive with their health, to be healthy by choice, not by chance, or whether they want to react to the symptoms that they've got. So if they can be proactive in the first place and take some things on board, look at their health, look at their lifestyle, which is, I know that's moving more in the mainstream medicine now. You've got people like Rangan Chatterjee. He's trying to get a different way of looking at things, which is great. If you can be proactive, you're going to live longer. You're not going to have to go on medication. You know, so many people are on medication, and it has a knock-on effect. You take one, then you've got side effects. You need another. With this, it's all holistic, non-invasive. And
it's preventative, isn't it?
And it's preventative. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
and what I was going to say, Marion, is that yes, it's about talking about the products and being a product of the product by having your own products at home and using them, and so therefore being able to speak about them with integrity. And I think that's really important. But it's also, I think, what some people find is that they're a little bit shy about talking to people about the financial pillar, about the business side of it, and actually, it's a fantastic business model. So I think we should, you know, champion this as a business to join, and not be shy about talking about that either. That's a really important thing. And a lot of people are looking for a financial solution right now. And it may not be the right thing, but it's certainly something to take a look at. No harm to take a look at anything.
Yes. So if we have whetted your appetite and you want to learn any more, you want to talk about any of the products, then you can contact Nikki or myself. We'll put our details below. Well, you've got my details, but we'll put Nikki's details below. She's up the Brighton end of the country. I'm down the Portsmouth end, but we're non-geographical. So it doesn't matter where you live in the UK. If this is something that appeals to you, please do get in touch, because we're looking for more people to do what we do, so that we can have Nikki as a household name. We can have all this society being a health. I mean, when you were talking about the 5 pillars, and I thought, yeah, a healthy society would be phenomenal. It really would. So we need to wrap up, because we've gone over time a little bit, and I know people are on their lunch, so I don't want to keep them any longer.
The last thing is that it's not UK business; it's a worldwide business. So that's another. You know, I've got to travel. To amazing places, you know, through the business, and oh my goodness, so it's got amazing opportunities to find partners all across the world as
Europe, America, Latin America. So if you know anybody in those countries that might be interested, please do get in touch. So Nikki, I'm going to wrap it up for now. If you want to stay on after I click end, we can have a little chat, because it'd be great to catch up with you. As I say, we've got Tiddly together. Less said than that about the better. Right, so thank you for joining us today, and I'll be back tomorrow interviewing somebody about another alternative solution for sleep. So, because I'm very broad-minded, and I don't like to, you know, I like to show everybody that there's all sorts of options out there. So, Nikki, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me if you've tuned in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.